Talking with Topher is sponsored by slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com, New Hampshire Vape Gallery, and naturalbossnh.com. More on that later. Let's get into episode 100. Talking with Topher. Talking with Topher. Talking with Topher. What is happening, TwT fans? It is so good to be back. And I want to start out with saying good morning, good afternoon, hello. It's Thursday for you, but right now I am recording on the last day of February. That's right, February 28th, about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It is still 2022. Oh man, it's cold here, but the sun is shining and I'm enjoying it. Real quick, I'm gonna break away from Mike before I get started so you can all see this shirt. I'm going to talk more about that in just a moment because I want to start the podcast off the way I always do, by saying thank you. Thank you to all of you who subscribe, watch, comment, share, rate, review, all of it. I greatly appreciate you. All my subscribers out there, you are the reason I come back week after week, so thank you. If you're new to the podcast, remember to subscribe. That's right. If you're just stopping by, you're checking it out, you're listening, you're watching, hit that subscribe button. It's the one thing I ask everybody to do. It's the most important thing to me, and it means almost nothing to you. So go ahead and click, smash, lick, or just tap that like button, all right? If you want to follow me, I'm on social media, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, and Facebook. That's right, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, and Facebook. Go follow. I appreciate it. And of course, if you want to get more involved with the podcast and you want to get an opportunity to get this shirt, yes, well, tell me your story. Put slow down in the subject line and send that on over to talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. That's talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. And now with all that out of the way, let's get into episode 100. Yes, we're here. I'm here. I'm so excited. I can't believe it's already 100 episodes, and I also can't believe it took so long to get here. It's crazy when you're actually in the middle of doing all of this, putting it together week after week, building it up, changing pictures, getting guests on, just having the whole thing evolve, become bigger and better, and just all around picture quality, sound quality, all the work that I've put into this thing for 2 years now. Actually, I think episode 104 will be exactly 2 years because I do 52 episodes a year. No breaks for me. I've noticed that most podcasts do 50 episodes a year and they take 2 weeks off, but I'm not where they are, so I don't feel like I can do that. Got to keep this thing going week after week. I feel like it keeps me sharp. It definitely helps with my vocabulary, and it definitely helps with my camera presence. So I am just going to keep digging in and doing 52 episodes a year for here until, I finally get to a point where I'm comfortable, and then maybe I'll go down to 50. But it's episode 100. This is just amazing, and I have all of you out there to thank for this because if it wasn't for all my subscribers, I wouldn't be coming back week after week, and I wouldn't have done all this hard work to bring the podcast to where it is today. But it just gets me so excited to talk about it. Let's see. We'll do some weekly roundup stuff here. Last week, jiu-jitsu was amazing. We had some great, strenuous classes, some good work, things that I'm not comfortable with, attacking. I'm pretty good on my defense. I get out of a lot of stuff that people are pretty surprised about, but that's because I've always pictured myself in a fight and having to defend and get away because I'm always the smaller person, which is why I never pick a fight with anybody. because I'm usually always the smaller person. But I do have to say that knowing jiu-jitsu and getting better at the skill definitely gives me confidence, where if conflict was to arise, I would not back down from it or, become scared. I would actually, be able to hopefully stay calm and, diffuse or get away from the situation, which is so much nicer than sitting there being worried what's going to happen. It's like, I know what happens when someone grabs me. I mean, I don't know how many black eyes I've had from jiu-jitsu, from someone's knee, a slip of a hand, slip of a foot. So, I mean, I definitely feel like I could take a punch, probably not a really good punch, but I think I could take one. And I definitely would not be against, actually getting into a fight now. You go 6 years back, and I would mouth off to the wrong person, and I'd be one of those people that'd be like, that gets spoken about or spoken to, and, people look at you and they're like, you're going to get it one of these days. You're going to say that to the wrong person, and they're going to pop you in the face, and you're going to deserve it. And I was definitely one of those people, but not online, in public. So even more dangerous, because I'm doing it to a person in front of me, not to a person behind a screen. So they would actually get the opportunity to punch me in the face. But it's going great. I'm having so much fun. And, having to work on my attacks makes it so that, I have to attack. I don't have time to defend. I got to get in there. I got to get something in. I got to lock it down. And my technique's got to be on point. And it really gets you to a place where you're like, oh, I missed a step, which is why I didn't get this. So I've noticed that is helping with my attacking skills. And, a little bit less on the defense side. Going to Plastow every Thursday is just amazing. I can't talk about these people highly enough. I do have another guest that I am in the middle of talking to, and hopefully going to lock something down for March. I got to do my due diligence. I've got a date. I got to send them the message, and once if they agree, then it's on like Donkey Kong. Yeah, I'm excited. So this will be guest number 3 for March. I don't know why, but I start to think ahead, and I know I shouldn't, but I'm already feeling nervous because I don't know who I'm going to have on in April. But that's not the problem, is it? We're not even in March yet. It's still the end of February. Do you see how my brain works? And this works against me. Because I'm like, I got to get ahead. And it's like, no. Stay where you are. Work on what you're working on. And once you get this part done, let's worry about the next step later. Not now, later, right? So I do this all the time, and I do it with everything. And then, over the weekend, of course, go to work Thursday after jiu-jitsu, and I am now talking to the owner. We're going through a few things, and he's like, dude, I don't know what's going to happen with this snowstorm, but just use your best judgment. I'm like, okay, yeah, no problem. I don't think it's going to be that bad. I thought it was supposed to start in the afternoon, and lo and behold, everything shifted by the time I looked at the news again, and it was like, nope, it's going to start at 3 o'clock in the morning, and then it's going to go until like, I think they said like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 5 o'clock, something like that. So it was like 12, 13 hours of snow. I was like, Jesus Christ, really? I was like, well, hopefully it won't be that bad. And then the amount of snow we were supposed to get kept going up. I was like, okay. So I wake up Friday morning, 6 o'clock. I'm out the door starting to shovel at 7:30. I get back in the house around 10:30, and then I get out of the house around, no, it was 11:30. It was 11:30. I apologize. And then I get out of the house at noon, right, and drive an hour to the shop. crazy snow. I think I put it on my Instagram. I don't think I put it on my shorts, which I can move it over there. If you enjoy watching some of the shorts, I've only done one so far. I got to do some more of those. I got a lot of work I want to get done in the middle of doing everything else. So I'm working on it. This is a slow progress, but it is progressing. So it's a good thing. But yeah, more shorts. But if you didn't see it on Instagram, you could only see where the car in front of me or the couple cars that drove before me made a line, the two tire marks, and then it's just drive safe. It was crazy getting up there. Then I get up there, I do at 1, I shovel until 2, I eat food, waiting for customers. I figure, hell, I'll go in the shop and vacuum, right? Might as well vacuum from yesterday, or from Thursday, I should say. And then and then I vacuum, nobody. I mean, ghost town. 3 hours, 3.5 hours go by, nobody. I was like, okay, all right. I text him. I say, hey, bro, smoke rings didn't open. This place is a ghost town. I'm getting out of here. You know what I mean? I got snow at home. I'll be irritated. Do you ever, I got to a point where I started feeling negative about people showing up because of how unsafe it was to get to where you needed to go that day. And if I saw a car, I felt like I was going to be irritated at that person for even getting out of their house and just coming to a vape shop was completely and absolutely unnecessary on Friday. And I was like, all right, well, if I'm going to feel this way towards every customer that walks through the door because all I'm thinking about is going home, shoveling, getting the driveway clean, normal shit when it's snowing. You don't want to drive all over your driveway. You want to clean this stuff up. It's a pain in the ass. But that's what I want to do. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go home. Been here, 3.5 hours, and I got no customers. So I didn't even open. I just closed the door, locked it, shoveled one last time, got in my car, and got the hell out of there. Went home, took another hour to get home, about an hour and 10, because the snow was worse. The highways were even worse. They were trying their best. And I mean, in the middle of a 12 to 13, maybe 14-hour snowstorm, can you really expect it to be that clean? But they were doing a good job. They were keeping up with it. And then, I get home around 4:30, and I do not get into my house until 6:30 after the driveway is clean. And now I'm in the house. I go out one more time at 11 because it finally stopped. And then I get up, I go to work, right? Saturday morning, I'm excited because I'm actually going to be able to do work today. Get up to the shop. I think it was like 45 minutes, maybe a half an hour of shoveling. Not bad. I was super pumped about that. Got everything dug out and cleaned up, got everything open. And by the time 10:30 rolled around, I was the only spot in our entire little store, strip mall thing you call it, in the whole parking lot. I was the only one that had pavement in front of their steps. My steps were clear. The salt did its job. I had a whole walkway to the back. I had salted all the way to my car. Everything was melted and clean, and nothing else was done except for our shop. And it just made me happy. I even turned on my cameras and looked at my house, and I was like, yay, I have a clean deck. I have a clean driveway. Everything's clean. No snow anywhere. The salt did all the work for me. The sun helped, and I was just like, now I feel rewarded for all the hard work that was. All that, I felt like my shoulder was going to blow out when I was still at the shop on Friday. So it was super rewarding to look at the cameras and see everything cleaned up. And of course, you know, I get to go home, have a regular Saturday night, which is always amazing. One of my favorite podcasts, King and Sting. Unfortunately, they're going to Patreon 2 episodes a week. I'm not big on the Patreon episodes personally. I'm not going to do it. If I had money, I'd do it, but I can't and I won't right now. It doesn't fit into my financial life. But then Sunday, we had to go to her dad's. So got to get up early. I think I was up at like 5:36, shopping, take care of the dogs, do all this shit. Then I get home, we got to get cleaned up. She's going tanning, and then we got to shoot to Drake it because it's her dad's 65th birthday. And I was pumped because, you know, like I say every time, the food is amazing. And I take my pills before I go there so I can eat whatever the hell I want, because there's nothing that he makes that is like good for you. It's good, but it's not like good for you. So, I mean, I had some fried dough. Oh my God, this fried dough, if I could remember, Cece's, something like that. I don't know. He kept saying the name and I can't remember it. And it was so good. And then they had, like, you know, double chocolate cake, and there was Italian calzones and sausage calzones. And then you had like little was it kielbasa? Yeah, kielbasa and pineapple with a sweet sauce. And then they made homemade pizza. Oh my God. Just in heaven, eating so much. Just pigging out. I was just into it. So we had a great time there. My wife mentioned something about wanting to get out of there a little bit earlier, but that didn't happen, and that's okay. But you know, because her uncle showed up late. And so I was like, all right, well, we'll stay. I was talking to somebody else at the party, and I'll get a little bit more into that conversation because that ties into a segment I have up for later in the podcast. But you know, we started playing like categories. I think it was categories. You know, where they roll a die, it gives you a letter, and then you got all these things that are kind of like questions, and then you have to use the beginning letter and answer each question. And if you say a word that somebody else has already said, you both don't get points. If you say something and nobody else says it, you get a point. And if you do like a double, like say B word, like basketball, that's double points. I like playing that. We were sitting down, me and her were a team, we're playing, and she had been drinking, things going on, and she was dipping into the alcohol, but I didn't realize how quickly she was, because by round 5, the words were unlegible, and I noticed that she wasn't answering anything anymore, and I'm like, oh, okay. Like before that, I think it was round 4, we were on A. She did a whole thing of M. I'm like, I don't know what you did, but yeah, this doesn't count. And then the next round, it was so illegible and nothing was answered, and it was like, you know, the first letter and then a second letter. That was it. I was like, I don't even know what this is. So I was like, all right. We're done. We're going to go home now. You know, I got to get up at 5. She's got to go to work. We got 2 dogs that need to be taken care of, and I got laundry in the wash that I want to get out. So I pulled the plug on that. Cause I was like, oh, I'm watching her completely diminish. You know, she couldn't find her phone when we got in the car. It turned out to be underneath the seat. And then, so I called it to find it. We found it. And then she brings it in the house and she's like, why did you call me? When did you call me? And I'm like, what do you mean? I called you while we were in the car driving. Oh, okay. So all kinds of stuff like that. I'm glad I pulled the plug on it. Glad I got her to bed on time. because that would have been a shit show for today. But it was an amazing night. And then American Idol's back. Huh? I'm excited. I do not give a fuck. It is so good, and they've already got me on 2 characters. Total tears. It just gives me goosebumps talking about it. You know, one of the girls got the new platinum ticket. And I don't get into these reality shows, but for some reason, I got into American Idol about 2 years ago, and I just love it. I just love it. So you got this one chick. She's from somewhere. I'm sorry. I don't remember. These are all new names, new people, so I will know them in a couple weeks. But right off the bat from last night, not remembering a thing. But the platinum ticket allows you, whoever wins it, there's going to be one in each city. And I think they said that they're doing 3 or 5 cities. So they're seeing multiple people in each city. One out of every group will get the platinum ticket. And when you get the platinum ticket, when you go to Hollywood, you don't have to do the first showdown, I guess. I'm going to call it that. I don't know what it is. First contest, first whatever. But you get to sit back and do nothing for one solid day. Maybe you can just watch everybody, kind of get an idea, maybe work on your stuff. You know, you get a little bit of extra practice time. So this is brand new to the show in general. And this girl that got it last night, I mean, fucking incredible. Her singing was amazing. She did this track. And then they were like, I think it was Luke Bryant who was like, hey, you know what? You would be able to pull that off if you went up one tone. So she moved the thing that was holding the strings on the guitar. It sits on the arm and it like clamps over the strings. I guess that's instead of just holding it with your fingers. I don't know much about instruments. I'm not, I don't deal with instruments, so I don't know much about them. But she took that thing, opened it up, slid it down that half notch or whatever half note, clamped it, started playing that chorus again, and then sung it, and everybody was like, yep, that's it, you got it. Like, just completely changed the way she sounded. It sounded better. Her singing was better. The chorus was better. I was like, what the fuck? Just magical. And the only way to get the platinum ticket is to completely take your initial interview, or whatever that's called, the first step of wanting to get the golden ticket to go to Hollywood, when you just blow them away all around everything you do. So she did it. He ended up asking her to play at his at his bar, and they all showed up without her knowing, and then he announced it on stage in his bar that she got the platinum ticket, and it was awesome. It was awesome. I was so happy because, like, I've been bugging my wife for weeks. I'm like, is American Idol back? Is American Idol back? And she's like, no, end of the month. And then yesterday we were at her dad's, and I'm like, hey, American Idol back? And she's like, yes, it's on tonight. I'm like, yes, so excited. So I was happy about that. I'm excited that American Idol's back, and I'll probably talk about it from time to time and bring some things up on this show like I did last year, because I find it to be really fun. I think it's a good show. It's a lot better than most of the reality shows out there. You know, most of those things come on, and I just want to, just shut off the TV and walk away because it's garbage. But I don't know why this one got its hooks into me, and I love the show itself. And then that brings me to today, which is Monday. I had to get up at 5 a.m. because I had a doctor's appointment at 8:30 in Lebanon, New Hampshire. And if you don't know where Lebanon, New Hampshire is, I will tell you it is 1 hour and 23 minutes away from me here in Manchester. And I will also tell you, just like I told the doctor that I saw today, that I'll never be back. I have a friend who used to, he's not doing it as much anymore, but he still does it from time to time, drives around everywhere for his job. I mean, everywhere. And I had to do it for Uber. Don't get me wrong. I did it for 6 months, and by 3.5 to 4 months in, I fucking hated my life. I hated my life. I wanted to get out of the car. I hated it. And I will tell you, I drove up there and I was like, this is the worst fucking drive ever. You're stuck on 89 on a 2-lane highway, which I absolutely hate. Because if you get, and everybody usually does it, they put on the blinker and they just come over. It's like, no, 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 no. You put on the blinker to let me know you're thinking about coming over, but the right thing to do is let me pass, then you can come out because there's nobody behind me. It just fucking makes me so angry, but it's fine. You're stuck behind them. They finally get out of your way because they have to go, you know, just over the speed limit to pass someone. It's like, no, if you're gonna come over, but they don't. They just come on over. It's like, I don't understand why you have to do it that way, but it's fine. Please just get out of the way. Just get out of the way. I don't get it. I get into that fast lane. I pass everybody. And then if I have the opportunity to get over, I get over. And if I need to get back over, I always see if there's somebody else coming. Because if they're coming up quick, there's no reason for me to jump out in front of them. Because 9 out of 10 times, there's nobody behind that person. Every now and then, you'll get like a group of 3 cars going the same fucking speed. But most of the time, it's just one person. And you just wait for them to get out of the way, and then you get over, and then you get out of the way. And it just makes life easy, and no one does this. But I told the doctor, I was like, it took 6 months to get me up here, and I will never be back. I'm like, no, this is way out of my way. So they're going to find somebody that I can see closer to me. And that just might be me. But that brings me back to my friend how does he do it? He sits in the car for hours and hours and he loves driving jobs. And I don't know how he does it because I'm like, oh, I have to drive 1 hour and 23 minutes to go see a doctor. I hate my life right now. You're talking 2 hours and 46 minutes round trip. Never mind gas, sitting and waiting for the appointment, check in, Jesus Christ. So I will say I left here at 6:53 in the morning and I got home at 10:43 this morning. So it was a total of, just under, 10 minutes. So it was 3 hours and 50 minutes. You know, and here's the best part. I don't know if you could just hear that. He could hear it. He took a video of it. Still couldn't find it. But here's the best part. After I got done explaining everything to him, and he told me to take it down a couple notches because I started getting to my normal self, which is excited and almost angry and kind of yelling, but I can't tell that my tone has changed. I literally can't hear it. I can't hear it. So this is, like I said, way back in the beginning, this is why I wear the headphones. Because right now, I can tell I'm yelling. Because I'm yelling in my own ear. So it allows me to draw my voice back. But I can't on a normal basis. So he thought I was getting angry. He's like, this is the first time I've seen you. And I'm like, look, I'm not mad at you. I'm explaining it. And I have a perforated eardrum, and I get a little excited. Plus, you are like the 70th person I've had to explain this to. I've had to explain this to. So I just get a little frustrated repeating myself over and over and over again to get the exact same result, right? If I felt like I was going to get a different result, I might explain it with a little bit more or a little bit less enthusiasm. But because I know I'm going to tell you this entire spiel, which takes about 10 minutes to go through, because it's 2 years worth of friggin' medical history, I know I'm going to get the same answer. I know you're going to look at it and you're going to tell me nothing, so I'm already irritated. But this guy had a camera. right? And he tells me he's going to numb my nose and this and that, but he doesn't want to numb it yet because, you know, he doesn't want to change anything, and he wants to see it without the numbing cream first. And I was like, okay. So he sticks that, oh, excuse me, I got the hiccups now. So he sticks it up my nose, right? And I can't see anything. It's over here and I'm up here. And, but it's not bothering me, the camera. He said he pushed it up there 7 centimeters. And I was like, wow, 7 centimeters doesn't sound like much. And then he showed me the video, and I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, 7 centimeters is a long distance when it's in your face. You know, so, but he showed me the video, and this was the first time I got to see the inside of my nose ever. It was, I don't know, mesmerizing, shocking. I was like, what? And he's like, see, you got a little bit of blood. I was like, oh my God, that's where the blood's coming from? I was like, this is so neat. You know, so he was showing me, and he's like, this is where you said you felt it. And you asked me if I could hear it. And this is you doing it again. And he's like, see, there's nothing there. So we went over a few things. They got me, they want me to get this thing from Amazon. I put it over my nose, and it sends vibrations, and I breathe in with it. And so we're going to try that as soon as I can afford it. It's like $70, $65. And I was like, all right, so I got to get this. Then he sent me a script. I don't know what that is. I'm going to have to look into that. And then he told me that what happens is, and I'll get back to it, but he told me what happens is most of the time after a surgery like this, nerve endings change, which nerve endings change with every surgery. Most people get pain. And he's like, I asked him, are you using the numbing cream? He's like, no, I took the whole video without it, and you showed minimal discomfort, but there's no reason to numb you. And I looked at him, I said, okay, but I'm not paying for that numbing cream because you took it out. You got ready like you were going to use it. I'm not paying for that. No, I'll pay for everything else you do, but I'm not paying for that numbing cream. And I'm sure it's not that much, but I don't care. Don't add it to my bill. I'm not paying for it. My insurance company shouldn't have to pay for it, and I shouldn't have to pay for it because you didn't use it. And I think we need to start doing that with our doctors. We do need to start pinpointing all the supplies in the room and take a look at what they're not using compared to what they are using, and then get a detailed bill and look at what our insurance paid for and see if they're charging us for stuff that they're not even using. I'm going to start doing that now because everything's so outrageous that I need every penny back, all right? So I don't know. I started thinking about it. I figure maybe somebody out there might want that information as well. Yeah, let's start thinking about this. Let's start picking them apart. You know, I don't want my insurance company paying for something that they blatantly told me they were not going to use. And I'm sure they've done it in the past, and I'm not saying that they're doing it right now, but there's no reason for us not to see what they're actually billing our insurance companies for, right? So that's what I'm going to start doing from now on. So we get back to, he's telling me about the nerve endings and how people get pain. And I was like, oh, that's weird. He's like, I am going to be very honest with you. You are the very first person that I've ever heard of. I've heard of this. You are the first person I've ever dealt with out of everybody that is having this feeling. And what he thinks is he thinks that my nerve endings are not changed for pain, but changed from like the feeling of the mucus moving on my skin is hitting those nerves or that nerve. And instead of getting the feeling of movement, it gives me a feeling of something moving. Like almost like the nerve thinks it's like out here moving around, but it's technically under the skin on the wall, and it's giving me that type of a feeling. So this thing that I'm going to put over my face, the sinus something. And I could put a link in the description. That's not hard. Or I could just put the description in. I'll put something in the description if maybe you're feeling this way. Maybe you've had a septum repaired and you've got nerve ending. They're saying that this thing will help because they're doing a lot of studies with sonic. So our skeletal system runs off of like vibrations. And so because of that, monks humming or you humming, hum, hum. If you do that, you feel the vibration throughout your entire face. And he said what this thing could do is possibly vibrate the nerves into acting like they used to. This is all new science. I think he said within the last 2 years, they started really looking into this sonic way of repairing nerve damage. I was blown away. It was, I will have to say, I am one of those people that likes going to the doctor in general, whether I get a good answer or a bad answer or no answer at all. But I mean, just finding those things out today made my morning. Now, the drive home sucked, but I learned some shit today. Our whole body is built off of like this vibration inside of us, our face, our muscles, our nerves, and our skeletal system all run off of vibration. And by adding vibration into your life or humming or something like that, that can supposedly, reset nerves, help with all kinds of stuff. So look into it. They call it, it's something sonic. So, but I thought that was really, really cool. Then I finally got home, 10:43, like I said earlier, and talked to Tyler for a little bit. And here I am, recording the podcast for all of you out there. So that's my week. It was really great. Seeing her dad and everybody, is always fun. And now we got to go find time to hang out with my mom, my dad, and my sister. So, oh boy, this is what it's all about. And at least we're getting out of February, right? Now we're getting into March. That last snowstorm was absolutely brutal. I hated it, and I'm done with the snow now, mentally. Physically, probably not, because we've had snow a couple days, maybe a week before my wedding anniversary, which is St. Patrick's Day, which I actually get to celebrate, and I kind of went over that in one of my podcasts where I thought I was German for like 35 years, so that was super fun to find out that I'm Scottish, Irish, Western European, I got some Canadian, I got some Micmac Indian, not enough to get paid though, but I got all kinds of shit in there, and I got a little Norwegian, so all kinds of mixes in there that my dad had no idea about, so that's always fun to find out. But it is fun that I feel a little bit more connected to this holiday than just my wedding anniversary and stuff like that. But what I'm getting at is the snow is not over, right? We can get snow all the way up until Easter. And I know that's sad to hear, but let's be real. It's not even spring until March 21st. So we're getting there. We got 22 days left from today, 21 days left from today. So I'm excited. I'm pumped. The sun's coming out more. The days are getting longer again. And I'm just getting excited to, get outside. Definitely not excited to rebuild my shed, rebuild my garage, or clean up the dog shit that's been piling for the last 4 months. Although I did see that there is there's a poop scoop company. And I mean, I wish I had thought of it, but I wouldn't want to do the work. But for $12.99 a month, or maybe a week, $12.99 a week, I think. And they will come to your house, and they will scoop up all your shit once a week, all your dog shit, and they'll just do that every week for you. And I was like, what? I was like, man, if I ever make some extra money, hell yeah. Hell yeah, I'm paying $12.99 weekly to not have to ever clean up my dog shit again. Hell yeah, I'm doing that. Slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. That's slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. You're not sure how to spell that? It is right here at the bottom of the screen. That's right. Or you can click the link in the description below the video. I am fighting with this microphone right now, but that's okay. I will win. So if you look at this shirt, look at it. It's amazing. I got the picture on the back. This shirt is awesome. This is only one of the amazing items that you can get right here at Slowdown Clothing. They've got a brand new winter jacket that I cannot wait to get my hands on. They got brand new skateboards, but they have so many more items. The socks, the hats, the leggings, the t-shirts, the beanies, the gloves, the board shorts, the beach towels. All of that stuff is here at slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. And it's all amazing. It's all high quality. And everything that I have worn is just so comfortable. So comfortable on the skin, the fabric that they use. And those colors and those prints last wash after wash after wash. If you want to get some high quality products at a great price, then go to slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. That's slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. You're not sure how to spell it? It's right here at the bottom of the screen, or you can click the link in the description below the video. New Hampshire Vape Gallery is located at 180 Lafayette Road, Seabrook, New Hampshire, down the street from Home Depot and next to Smoke Rings, where we're open 7 days a week from 10:30 to 8 p.m. Give us a call, 603-814-4171. And I'm telling you, the people behind the counter, the guys at the gallery, we know what we're doing. We answer all the questions. We've got all the new devices. We know all the coils. We have got a lot of knowledge behind our counters. And that is something a lot of vape shops cannot say. But we've also got stuff like this. Brand new G-Priv 80. Amazing. We've also got the Nord 4. This thing is just awesome. And I keep going the wrong way. I mean, it's just amazing. These devices are getting better. The battery life is getting longer, and they're getting closer to hitting like a box mod. But we've also got your menthols, your flavored juices with menthols. So many more disposables keep coming out all the time. Escobar up in their flavors, Hyde up in their devices, up in their rechargeables, up in everything. I mean, everything is got, so many flavors now in disposables. So if you are looking for something, or you have a question about something and you just can't get it answered, come into New Hampshire Vape Gallery, located at 180 Lafayette Road, Seabrook, New Hampshire, down the street from Home Depot and next to Smoke Rings, where we're open 7 days a week from 10:30 to 8 p.m. And you give us a call, 603-814-4171. We'll still answer your questions. And maybe you're just looking for something that's out of stock, in stock. Maybe you just want to know if we got it. Give us a call. The guys at the gallery are here to help you with all of your vaping needs, and I look forward to seeing you there. NaturalBossNH.com. That's NaturalBossNH.com. I love this website. It's amazing. They've got all the organic products that I use every day. You know, the beard oil is amazing. Makes it feel nice and soft and smooth and gives it a nice scent, which is great. The foot and body soak is great for melting those stressful days away. The lip balm and the body balm are great for dry, cracking skin. The salve helps repair your skin and get it ready to for the body balm to keep moisture in it. And then they still have Feeling Rosy Foot and Bath Soak. So they got those still on sale for $6. So why not get them while supplies last? Yes, but you can only get this here at naturalbossnh.com. That's naturalbossnh.com. Buy one or all 6 of these products today. And now, are we going back into the episode? Let's get into a few things, shall we? I've got a couple things. I want to start out with this. It's current eventy, but it's not. Blackouts, right? Anybody out there drinking? You blacking out? You forgetting what you did? Are you just forgetting the entire night, waking up in the morning going, what the hell just happened? Or I don't remember this. Or someone tells you a crazy story and you're like, that really? I did that? Well, I will tell you this much. There is I went through and I grabbed a couple of video. It's a compilation video, and it's about people just being blackout drunk. All right. This is where I believe a lot of the problems start with most of us who have addiction problems or alcoholic problems, right? If we're alcoholics and we black out like every night, I got to that point, right? I was just blacking out all the time. I would just drink to excess. There was no having one. It was one. What was it? One is too little. 100's not enough. Something like that. So it's never enough. Got to keep going. And then I would do crazy shit. I will be very honest with you. If there were any video recording capabilities when my events were going down, would have been a nightmare for me. So a couple of my blackouts that I've woken up from, usually had to deal with me freaking out on my girlfriend at the time, saying mean, hurtful things because I always felt like I was being attacked. So I would always attack back. My family background is a lot of yelling for communication. A lot of yelling, a lot of screaming when I was a teenager, when I was a kid, when I was a young adult. And I don't blame them for that. My dad was a little short-fused for sure, but I didn't help him. I was always in trouble, always getting arrested, always crashing cars, always drunk, always fucked up. But yeah, I was blackout drunk. I beat up a Pontiac Grand Am. I got scar on my friggin' pinky from it. Cut the thing wide open on a taillight. I blew out its transmission. If anybody could have seen that on video, it would have been just madness. Let's see. How many other times? How about, I don't know, the times that I was blacked out drunk walking around Concord, just causing a menace. How about blacked out drunk firing off my gun? How about blacked out drunk causing fights or stealing my friend's car that was a standard and I wasn't very good at driving it, but I still stole it, drove to a sandwich shop, got a sandwich, and drove back to the fucking pool hall that we were hanging out at, and he was not very happy. How about the time that I blacked out at my, there's a party that you have before you get married, and all the families there and stuff, and just blacked out so bad that my wife's friend had to drag me up the stairs of my apartment in Pennacook, in Merrimack, when we got back from that. She slammed my head in the door because I was stupid enough to put it there, because I was just being an immature child. This is what I'm talking about. If anybody could see those videos, one, I'd probably be super embarrassed. It would bring back all those memories and make me, just self-loathe and hate myself for doing those things in the first place. But it also, would probably get tons of views because a lot of these things do get views. But I'm not showing these videos to make fun. I'm showing these because I believe it's a great way to see the escalation of where it can go. And if you're on this path, it's a bad path to be on. All right. Let's put this up on the monitor here. See, and a lot of them start out kind of funny. Oh, Sambucas. She does not need any more. Oh my God, she's not even at the bar. Oh, hey, I've been here. I've definitely been here. Not on the subway. And these ones aren't even that bad. These are just kind of silly. And I think this is it. That's actually... But look at this guy. Yep, he's trying to control himself. He's got it. He's got it. He doesn't have it. I like how that guy apologized for it. Look at the weebles and the wobbles. Oh, he's still going. Still going.
Who the fuck was that?
Oh, my God. He is... Yeah, buddy. Boom. And I'm not going to lie. I've been there. I've been there. I've done that. And so all of this comes up because of, well, Jon Jones. All right. So Jon Jones' arrest video in Las Vegas popped up recently. A lot of people have been talking about this. So this is a little bit long, so I'm going to have to fast forward through some of it to try and get to the part that I was talking about. But what I'm trying to say is that if you are at this point, you need help. And this is, like I said, I'm not digging at Jon Jones. I'm hoping that he gets all the help he needs. I'm not happy that his wife left him, but considering the facts, what the kids said, what the police report said, it seems like that would be the better choice for her and her son and his son, right? So, or his kids. I think it's a good thing that they made that decision because the escalation only gets worse. It doesn't get better if you don't get help. That's the thing. An addict's mind, we will tell ourselves that we can handle this. That will never happen again. I promise. No. Everything's under control now. Because we're sober now, right? And I'm not talking about my sobriety from alcohol. I'm talking about 24 hours separated from alcohol because you had a bad night of drinking, and now all of a sudden your brain's like, don't worry, we got this. That's what I'm talking about. And that's possible because we haven't heard anything about him getting help for this. Now, these unfortunate circumstances is fortunately giving him some of the repercussions and discipline that we all felt he should have been getting from everybody else, right? I mean, I've heard of people saying that he should be cut from UFC and all these other things should be done to discipline him, to show him that this is not acceptable by anybody. And it took his wife leaving him and taking the kid or the kids to really show him that maybe, hey, you've got a problem, right? So maybe this is what he needs to get himself in a better place. Now, I don't know his personal life. I don't know anything about him. All I do know is that this is an indication of a really bad, severe alcoholism, and he needs help. And, if it took his wife and kids leaving him to figure that out at least he will figure it out. Now, if he doesn't figure it out and his brain's still telling him that we've got this, everything's good, you know, it'll just keep continuing, unfortunately, the next person, and the next person, and the next person, the next person, because that's what I did with my addiction. I would move on to people that never hung out with me. I would alienate myself from all the people that knew me. I would go hang out with said people that didn't know me, and then I'd be able to drink again. So we will do whatever it takes to keep it going. And I know I've been talking about this for a couple weeks, but I just think it's so important to realize how quickly this can escalate, how you just bring it from one to the next. It never really goes away. It always comes back, even if you've suppressed it for a little bit. You know, if you want it to go away, you got to put in the work. All right, so let's check out this video, since I've been talking on this little teeny tiny screen. Yeah, see, this is about 5 minutes.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Why are you doing this? Yeah, you can stand up, man. Oh, man. This is so humiliating. I got the Hall of Fame tonight, and then you're going to put me on this by walking down the street. You can stand up, man. You don't want to get hurt. I'll grab a drink. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Humiliate me, my whole time. You f***ing nerd. I hate you. I hate you.
It's just, it's so sad.
You f***ing nerd. I hate you so much. Thank you.
I have been here. I have been here, and I have said these things to police officers, and I have beaten up vehicles, kicked them, punched them. Not a cop vehicle, so this, I'm sure there's going to be a charge for damaging. You know, this guy knocks people out, so I'm sure his head is very hard, and I'm sure he left a dent in the car, and we haven't gotten there yet, but I've been here. I've done this. I've cried to the police officers. It brought back so many of those horrible memories that I suppressed, and I'm glad it did, because it made me look at them recently, over the last week and a half now. The last week and a half, yeah. So I've just been here.
My whole fight name. What's your name? Put it on camera. Like you, Josh. Don't touch me. Please don't hurt me. Get your phone out of your way. Sir. Yes, sir. You nerd. On my Hall of Fame night. Say your name publicly. Say it. Garrett what? John. Officer Nerd. Calm down, bro. Heard me on my Hall of Fame night just because I'm big and black. And what did I do? All these officers. What did I do?
He doesn't even know what he did. He doesn't even know what he did. Oh, my God. So, God, these memories that come flooding back to me. Ugh.
Officer Garrett Nerd, you heard me on my Hall of Fame night. I came from my Hall of Fame ceremony, and I'm black, and I have my friends, and I did nothing to you. And I'm not, it was at a ceremony with a Hall of Fame person. I'm not going to answer your questions no more. You and kill me. What did I do? Thank you. On my Hall, a black man can't drink. Getting elected into the Hall of Fame, and now this is what I got. Do you?
Okay, he's swearing, so.
Relax.
Okay.
You all right?
Okay.
You all right?
Jesus Christ, man.
You have anything in your pockets, man?
What did I do?
Oh,
what did I do?
here we go. We're getting close.
I'm a officers. I hate you. I hate you.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
No, please don't.
Yep.
Okay, that's breathe, bro.
Now I'm gonna stop the video here. Just because this is when they put him in the car, and they arrest him, and he doesn't really do much of anything else except for kind of yell and scream through the glass and stuff like that. But I mean, this is just it's not funny. It's sad. It's just very sad because what excuse me. What I see here is I see myself. I see where I was with my drinking. And all I see is a person just he's asking for help without asking for help. Right? I mean, he doesn't even know why the cops are there. The cops are there because you hit your wife and the kids were saying, I don't want my daddy back in the room. So when I hear all of these things, you read the police report, you hear the 911 call, you put all these pieces together, and then you see this video that was released. I just see somebody who needs some serious help. And I hope he gets it. I hope that he does get it. I know he's going to be fighting again. Everybody's talking about whether or not he's going to be able to accomplish the fight and win. I mean, I don't see him having a problem doing that. But his life now has completely changed. And I'm hoping that he gets the help that he needs. But if you are somebody who watched this for that couple moments that I had it on and you see yourself in this video, that's a problem. All right? And that's a problem that you need to recognize, and you need to fucking get behind it and fix it before it gets to this point. All right? I don't want to see anybody go through this. I went through this, and I did it multiple times. It wasn't once. It wasn't twice. It was 4 or 5 different times that I was arrested for being completely fucking intoxicated in front of so many people and doing the wrong thing. And then when I'm sober and I'm out of the pen and I'm out and about again, I just treated it like it was a hiccup. Don't worry, I got it. And then it would happen again. And then court ordered, you need to be sober. You got to do this, community service, jail time, whatever it happens to be. But this just made me think about all the times that I got blackout drunk, fucked a whole bunch of shit up, and then was like, I don't even know what the problem is here, people. What's your problem? I don't get it. What's wrong? Everything's fine. And it's not fine. Because all the people that are not fucked up like you are remember every moment of it, and they were not having a good time. You know? So I just feel really bad for Jon Jones. I hope that he does get the help that he needs. And maybe, you know, if he gets the help that he needs, maybe he can put his life together again with his wife and his kids and mend all that. It's going to take time, though. It's not going to happen overnight. And I just hope that that's something else that he realizes. So if you want to watch this video in its entirety, I will put the link in the description under the video, okay? All right, so anyways, so Ukraine, okay? The Ukraine is being invaded by Russia. I think all of us are on the same page that this went way further than anticipated. I don't know if anybody else out there, but I was so sick of listening to our news and everything else because we've been fed so much misinformation over the last 2 years, for the most part, between all news places, news organizations. that I did not believe that Russia was going to invade. I thought it was, CNN, NBC, all of them. I thought they were all just trying to get clicks. I really did. I really, really did. And I am feeling shameful about that. And you know what? They did it on breaking points too. They were saying that this is just our news corporations blowing it way out of proportion, and then they had to come back and apologize for that. But I was on the same page. I really did not see this going to where it is today. But it's here, and it's something we all have to deal with now, okay? And we should feel lucky at this very moment in time, all right? I do not know what is going to come of this by Thursday. I'm sure it's going to change pretty drastically. As of right now, there was some communications going on between Ukraine and Russia, and then they were both going back to their capitals to discuss what they talked about, but yet none of the, there was no ceasefire or anything, but they're asking for a ceasefire right now. It seems like Ukraine is pushing back pretty heavily. But of course, you also have to remember that the numbers that they are releasing could be skewed to favor them to hopefully get Russia to back down. Because if we tell them they're losing X amount of troops every day or whatever, then they'll be like, ooh, well, if we lose this many every day, we'll be at this number by this time, and we can't afford to lose that many people, so maybe we should just stop. You know what I mean? So it's all tactics to get it to stop. But then Putin decides to put nuclear on red alert, okay? And this is something we all need to worry about. Russia has over 500 nukes, okay? We should be worried about that. Now, do I think it's going to happen? I don't know what to think, okay? I didn't think Putin was going to invade. Then I didn't think Putin or the Russians would attack civilians, and that's all happening. This guy, according to somebody else, and I'm not sure if it was Russian intelligence or what, but they're saying that he is not the Putin from 2008. This Putin of 2022 is a little unhinged. And I'm putting it in my own words because I can't remember the article words, and that's fine. But it doesn't seem like Putin's all there, is basic gist of what was said. And it's not what I understood, it's what was said. And that blew my mind, because that means we're dealing with somebody where we don't know what he's capable of, which is so scary at this moment in time. And how nobody in the Ukraine at the age of 18 to 64, you are given a helmet, a Kevlar, and a gun. Right now, you're not allowed to leave the country. You are fighting for the country. And I don't think it would fly in America today, because I don't believe that half of the people from 18 to 27 get out of the house that much anymore. I'm sure there's plenty of you. I'm not saying all of you, but you got to be real with me. A majority of that age bracket are sitting at home, playing video games, not doing much of anything. You're on Twitch, you're on this, but you're always plugged in, you're always doing something, and you're not really getting a lot of vitamin D is what I'm saying. You're not getting out a lot, right? And I'm not saying that this is the same across the board. I am generalizing, all right? I know this is a blanket statement. I get that. So if you want to hold me to it, that's fine. I don't care. But what I'm saying is, what I said is you can't just, one, we're going to have to pull them out of the house because they're going to stay inside the house. They're not going to come out. They're scared, right? And then you're going to, I swear, you would put a helmet and Kevlar on them and hand them a gun, and because they have no core strength, they would just fold. They'd be like, oh, this is so heavy. You know, they've never lifted more than a remote control. And he's like, no way, man. I'm telling you, the guys playing the gun games and this, yeah, they'd be able to pull it off. And I was like, what? I don't think you think that holding a remote, pressing a button, and watching a gun fire on the screen is the same as you holding what are they, 16, 20 pounds a gun, and then you got 15, 20 pounds of Kevlar on. So now you just added 40 pounds to yourself, and now you have recoil. You have fire coming out of the tip of that gun. You got to reload it, and then you have to be able to aim, shoot, and kill another human being. How many people in the U.S. are actually capable and willing to do it today? Not when I was a kid, today. I'm telling you, there's I did not argue. I said my point. I listened to his. I rebutted with, no, I don't believe that. I do not believe that somebody playing Counter-Strike is going to be able to go out there and kill somebody attacking us on our homeland. But I guess it really won't matter if Putin presses the button, because if he wants to do this, there's nothing really stopping him. All right? This is like, yeah, sure. You could argue, well, he got to go through chain of command and he's got to go through and deliberate. No, none of that is going to happen. Why? Because he's Putin. He doesn't live in a democracy. So if he wants to walk into his palace or whatever the equivalent to White House is, he walk in there, and he could literally just shoot his chief of staff in the face and walk up to the button and press it. He could take out his highest military person. Like, I'm sure the people behind Putin, if he was like, nope, everybody in this room won't let me press the button, nobody in this room leaves. And then he walks out of the room, and his fucking goons take everybody out, and then he presses the button. I mean, there is no stopping a madman, all right? And from everything I've been listening to and reading, that is possibly the case that we have right now. So, nothing against you playing Counter-Strike. I don't give a shit if you don't want to come out of your house and kill people that are invading our land. I'm not saying that you have to. What I'm saying is, I don't think you would be willing to do it on your own, nor do you have the capability of firing that firearm and hitting your target without the surprise of everything else that comes with firing a gun. And if you fired a gun, you're laughing right now because you know it's true. You do. I know it's true. All right? So I thought that was just such a funny argument to have. But this is what I think. This is crazy. I really, really, really am worried that this could escalate to a point where we can't come back from, because that would be the natural thing to happen, especially with all the sanctions and everything else. This is forcing him into a corner. If Ukraine is doing as good as they say they are, and they are holding him off, that is also putting him into a corner. So I think there's only two ways we get involved with this war. One would be if a NATO person was helping injured and got killed. That would bring us in. And if he presses that button, we can only stop so many from hitting us, where they have over 500. If he was to launch 25 at once, our defenses cannot fight all 25 of those off. I don't know what our defenses can actually fight off. My guess is about 5 to 6. I really do have confidence in our military, especially with the amount of money we've dumped into it over the course of 100 years. I really do believe we would probably have realistic capability of keeping 5 to 6 nuclear missiles off of our land. Be able to kill them in the air and it'd be over. But if he was to launch 25, you got 19 unaccounted missiles. I mean, it's over. It's absolutely over. Podcasts don't matter. Bills nothing matters at that point. So I don't agree with pushing more sanctions. I don't agree with getting involved with the Ukraine or backing them up or putting boots on the ground at this moment in time. Right now, I'm hoping they can talk. They can come to something. I mean, I don't know how the fuck you come back from this already. You've blown up so much and killed so many civilians that, like, you've left a horrible mark on Russia in the eyes of the entire world right now. And it's like we're barely out of COVID, and now we're preparing for World War III. So if you're not nervous about this, you should be. I'm telling you right now, you should be. This is not a joke. This is not a movie. This is real fucking life. This is happening, and we are going to remember this. This is a horrible, horrible time right now, and it's not going to look good in the history books. It's not. And I don't know what this is going to do to Russia in the overall ending, like when this finally comes to a conclusion, and say we are still here, which I'm hoping. Oh, man, it's a crazy, crazy world, right? Crazy world. COVID for 2 years, and now Russia. What the fuck, people? Oh, man. So, but I think we just need to be real sometimes. Addiction is so real, and the person that is having the problem is not the one that's going to see it. So if you see your friends going down this dark hole that we talked about today, help them. See if you can help them. See if they will listen to you. And if they don't want to listen, well then, I don't know what to do at that point, because most of the time, if we don't want to take care of ourselves, then it's really out of your hands. But be there for them. If I will be honest with you, yeah, I got family. I have my wife. I've got those things that helped me through a lot of these things. But I have one friend that never, ever gave up on me. Never. Even when I lied to him multiple times, when I blew him off hundreds of times, he was always there for me and always told me, stop drinking. You got to stop drinking. So he was one of those people that I was closet drinking around. He was one of those people how I was making sure that after, I would have to wait until after I saw him, and then I would go home and drink. He never stopped telling me what I needed to do. He never stopped believing that the person that you see today, right here in front of you on this podcast, is the person he knew I could always be. So if it wasn't for him and all of my family, I wouldn't be where I am today. But on the other hand, it wasn't until I finally realized that I had so much to lose that I needed to stop drinking. So even with all the pushing and all the help and all the everything, still took me to give it up. But guess what? He never, ever, ever stopped telling me that. So be that friend. Be that friend, okay? And hopefully one day your friend will turn around and clean their act up, right? So, all right, well, that's the podcast today. We're finishing out episode 100 Oh, man, this is so crazy. It's wild, and I'm loving it. Loving every moment of it. But yeah, so I just want to say thank you again to all my subscribers out there. I greatly appreciate all of you. Keep sharing, rating, reviewing, leave comments, reviews. All of that stuff pushes this out to the people. It makes it bigger, and I need your help to do that. If you're new to the podcast, remember to subscribe. It really helps the channel, and it keeps me coming back here week after week. It's free for you to do, so why not do it, right? And then if you want to follow me, I'm on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, and Facebook. I'm on there every week, almost all week, trying to give some extra content. That's Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, and Facebook. And email, talkinwithtopher, TALKIN with Topher at gmail.com. You want a chance to win this, get this shirt? You want this shirt? I got another one. I got stuff for all of you. If you want to tell your story, put slow down in the subject line and send it on over to TALKIN with Topher at gmail.com and get your free slowdown merch and share your story here on Talking with Topher. All right. So I just hope everybody out there enjoys their Thursday. I hope you have a great weekend. It's supposed to warm up. Woo! That's so exciting to say. And as always, I will talk to you later. I'll talk to you later.